There were a number of transformers here, electrical equipment, which contained an oil which had polychlorinated biphenyls, or PCBs, inside of it.
U.S. Environmental Protection Agency on-scene coordinator Michelle Rogo explains the Epa Springs has been contaminated with PCBs since an oil spill occurred at some point in time when it was a former military pump station site. She and her team are on Guam to clean up this mess that was left untouched for years.
EPA, at the request of Guam EPA, has been working closely with the military to try and get them to clean up the site. Unfortunately, due to a number of factors, including the agreement to provide the land to Gov Guam, the military has not taken responsibility for the cleanup of this site.
Rogo mentions with the land under Gov Guam now, they came in to assess and clean the area. During their first round of sampling, she notes it showed the soil around the springs was contaminated. But the question also lingered whether the Epa Springs pond was contaminated as well. So that was tested too.
Good news, the pond was not contaminated. There were not levels of concern of PCBs in Epa Springs pond. What we did find, however, was that there was extensive contamination in the area of the former pump station, the former pump house, the transformer pad.
Because there are no hazardous waste facilities on Guam, the contaminated soil and materials have to be packaged up in boxes and shipped off island. So far, they filled up 5 40-foot containers, and since PCBs bind to soil, Rogo adds they took a number of safety precautions.
We've put up 2 rows of silt fences just to ensure that during our excavation that we're not losing any sediment into the Epa Springs pond.
So how long will it take to clean up the site? Rogo says it depends on the results of the excavation phases and sample results. She explains it's been over a couple years since US EPA has been involved with this project, and just over a week since they started the excavation process. Rogo says they discovered concrete and infrastructure buried beneath the soil are also contaminated.
We also found that the areas around the piping were contaminated, and so now we're actually cutting those rungs of piping out and excavating the soil underneath that piping, trying to ensure that we get all the contamination.
Rogo says they will conduct another sampling round and fill up 1 to 2 more containers and then regroup for Christmas. They expect to return sometime in January. The project cost $650,000 to date, but it could be more. However, it is entirely funded by US EPA out of the Superfund. Rogo hopes they can restore the site to be used by the public once again.
Our real goal is to be able to clean up this site and restore it so that the people of Guam can enjoy this area.